The king in the north! The king in the north!
Yo, as always, like, share, subscribe. Now let's just get into it. So I asked y'all to drop me questions on my page, and y'all did. So let's get into it. First question, Eddie Kane Jr. says, honest question: when Ryan Cooper loses the game 3 years in a row next year at the Big House, will he be fired? Most likely. If Ryan Day loses again to Michigan, and let's say next year they don't make the playoff, they lose to us and they don't make the playoff, yeah. Now, the only way he can do it is if somehow they beat Georgia this year and win a championship. That'll buy him time, so then he can lose next year. But if they get blown out by Georgia or lose to Georgia, lose to us next year and don't make the playoff, it's a wrap for him. Even if they just lose to us next year, it's going to be hard to keep the fan base from going crazy and wanting him gone because, they're not used to that, so it's unacceptable to them. And I can't blame him for that, honestly, because he inherited a team full of talent. The more the team became his players, his scheme, they became soft, and Michigan has been exploiting that. So, I mean, it is what it is. Let's see. Subconscious Wizard says, let's be honest, we all want this rematch with Georgia. Michigan won that national championship. That wasn't really a question, but okay. Carlo Gambino says, Johnny, I can't understand throughout the year why we didn't use Khalil Mullins on the goal line runs instead of running Blake. And can we hold up to Georgia in the trenches if we make it that far? We didn't use Khalil Mullins because Khalil Mullins was a linebacker, running back. They were trying to figure out where they wanted to put him. Then Nakai Hill Green got hurt in fall camp. So they stopped practicing him, Khalil Mullins, at running back, and he was a full-time linebacker for the most part. So that's what was going on with that, why he wasn't getting those carries and stuff like that. But now since Blake's hurt, and I guess Dunlap, I don't know what happened to him. CJ Stokes is young. He hits the hole too fast, gets lit up sometimes, so he probably can't protect himself like they would like, and he fumbles sometimes. But so that's probably why we don't see him that much anymore. But and Mullins, I liked Mullins after the spring game. I wanted Mullins to be in the rotation just from what I saw from him in the spring game. I like him. Big dude, explosive, and he's got some things that you can work with. So I'm glad to see him finally get that. But they needed him at linebacker. That's why we didn't see him on offense. Now, Georgia in the trenches. That's hard to say. I could sit up here and say, yeah, we can, and then, they come out and we still can't run on them like last year and things like that. So that'll be that's the question. Has Michigan's offensive line gotten good enough to handle what Georgia brings to the table? Because they the dogs, and they got some dogs. So that's the $1 million question for us, at least. And on defense, can our front four get pressure and stop the run on against Georgia's offensive line? So Colson and Barrett and Mullins can be freed up to make tackles. Those are the $1 million questions. I don't got the answer to that one. Now that's a question I ain't got the answer to. I do think our offensive line is better, but you're not gonna be able to just run it down Georgia's throat in the trenches. You know what I'm saying? But we kind of got manhandled whether we wanted to run or pass. But with JJ starting, that'll help. But It's gonna be about them holding up and also the game plan. You can't play them and just think, oh, we're just gonna run it down their throat. You're gonna lose. You're not gonna be able to do it to them. Now the defense, the front seven should be able to hold up, but Georgia is physical. So all the tackling things I was talking about with tackling, you got to come up and be physical and strong tackles, not arm tackles. So I tried to answer that, but we're gonna have to find out about that one, honestly. What's up, Big Discussions? Appreciate the comment. He says, J.O., what do you think our prospects are for beating Georgia? Just like I was telling for the last comment. To me, the game, last year we had a horrible game plan. We thought we were going to be able to run it. They were wearing shirts like just run the dang ball and stuff like that. And Georgia's like, okay, y'all going to try to run it on us. And they shut it down fast. So the game plan has to be to use their strengths against them, using mixed direction, using eye candy, doing all these things to confuse their defense. Not just, oh, we're going to run it at them. No, they're like, okay, that's your game plan? Just run it at us? Good luck. So you're going to have to, the game plan from the offensive coordinators has to be on point. So if the defense is getting you a stop here or there, you're not just going 3 and out because you think you can just run it. We play Georgia. JJ's going to have the game of his life. Honestly, that's just what he's going to have to do. It's going to be on what JJ can do in the actual game plan. If they come out with a garbage game plan, it ain't going to matter what JJ does for the most part. The game plan has to be on point. Just like Georgia's game plan. When we played Georgia last year, their game plan was A1. They knew our weaknesses, what they wanted to do, how they wanted to exploit it, and they went out and did it perfectly. On the other side, we said, hey, we're going to do what we do. Georgia has a great defense with some monsters. We're going to run right at them. Huh? That's your game plan? It wasn't a good one. And you got the result for being stubborn and thinking you're just going to do whatever you want to do. So that's the thing. Now let's see. The big brother says, how will we be able to shut down? Y'all coming with these Georgia. Y'all know we got to beat TCU first. Like I know we overlooking TCU somewhat, but we still got to beat them. It ain't guaranteed we just gonna beat them and then get Georgia. He says, how will we be able to shut down Georgia's tight ends? That is the best weapon on their offense, and worries me the most about their team is them just being able to tossing it up to them. Well, their tight ends, they do a lot of different things with them. Whether it's screens and splitting them out. Like those dudes, Brock Bowers is a glorified wide receiver. You know what I'm saying? He does everything. So you ain't going to be able to just shut him down, but you can do different things, whether it's bracket coverage, trying to double him, things like that. But then they got the other tight ends that's just huge. He's a problem. So they throw, I wouldn't say we just have one thing to do with them. I would say zone, but we don't play it that well. So you're going to have to bracket them dudes. But the problem is it's 2 of them. So that's just a mismatch. You know what I'm saying? That's just a tough mismatch for us. Going against their tight ends, having a tight end that's big and moves like a receiver, and then having a tight end that's just a monster, freak of nature, like Gronk or something, I guess you could say. So they're just mismatches. Like, I don't think we have anybody that can just hold them like that. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna have to scheme it up and double team and bracket those dudes, But they gonna get some yards, but just don't let them get big. Don't let them get those big plays, and don't let them get the touchdown. You let them get in the red zone, or they get in the red zone. You hold them to 3. The thing you have to do, a team like Georgia or any good team, they're gonna move the ball some. So Brock Bowers, he gonna get some catches, and the I forget the other tight end's name, Washington or something, but they're gonna get some big plays and get catches. But you just have to stop them from getting a touchdown. You can move the ball as long as they kick in 3. It's fine. So that's the thing. You're not just gonna shut a team like that down. It's just not likely. So they can move the ball 20-20. It's just about stalling them out in the red zone, forcing them to kick field goals, or even forcing them to go for it on 4th and then stopping them. So you could have had 3, now you get nothing. So that's what it's about. Them dudes gonna get some catches. They're just too talented. Like that's just what it is. It's like Marvin Harrison Jr. Yeah, we shut it. He disappeared in the second half, whether it was on him or CJ, whatever. But what he have? 1 catch in the second half. First half, he was eating us up. So good and great players, they gonna get their catches and do their thing. But it's just don't let them destroy you. You know what I'm saying? Don't let them just kill you. Let's see. Big Brother says, how many points for TCU in the second half? 10. I'll say 10. I'll say 10. And that's just giving them some respect. I'm a little it's like I'm not anxious about this game or nervous about this game, but I feel I should be. For some reason. I think we're all just confident that we're just gonna destroy TCU, but I don't think it's gonna be as easy as we think it is. You know what I'm saying? The Big Brother says, who is running back number 2? I think Mullins has claimed that spot after Big Ten championship. He is physical and get the tough yards. Yeah, he's taking it. And like I was saying before, he took it because CJ Stokes is he hits the hole too fast. His vision isn't there yet. He'll get popped, so he can't protect himself like they would like to. And he fumbles sometimes. So he got a bunch of work to do. And Mullins just runs hard, and he's a big dude. So, he gives you something Donovan doesn't really have, that power style. Blake was was pretty powerful. Blake is a complete back. Like, he does everything well for the most part. So, with him being out, Donovan's not. He doesn't. Donovan gives you that more big play potential because he's faster than Blake at this point. But he doesn't have that, I'm going to get you 3 almost every time. I'm going to get you 4 almost every time. Not yet. Next year, hopefully he will have that. So Mullins is that second back, and he gives you something different from Donovan. And they've got I wouldn't be surprised if they got some more trick plays with him, in those sets, in those power running sets when it's like third and short or 4th and shorter. Antoine Johnson, appreciate the comment, bro. He says, breaking news, OSU had quarterback decommitted. Buckeyes are on suicide watch. I mean, right now, the NIL is changing everything, and players are just going for money. And I know some of us or some Michigan fans, we get mad or they get mad at how the NIL is going. But the thing is, we just saw some teams. Texas A&M spending like crazy. Texas spending like crazy. who is Miami spinning like crazy. All three of them, boo-boo. Boo-boo. Texas was decent. Miami and Texas A&M, boo-boo. Straight boo-boo. And those players transferring. We're out of here. Thanks for the bag. See ya. Thanks for the bag. Deuces. So that's the thing. And I'm hearing Michigan is ironing out the kinks to their collectives and stuff like that. Like they're supposed to be going to the next level with it. Let's fingers crossed, hope that's true. But right now, I'm not complaining because you're seeing what's going on. Michigan, this is the thing. You can, and even I was wrong about this from what I was thinking. You can pay those dudes to come there, but do they want to be there? You can pay a player to go to Texas A&M, to go to Miami, but does he want to be there? If he don't want to be there, that means he slightly don't give a dang. He don't really care because he doesn't want to play for you. So the thing about Michigan, the players we get, they want to be at Michigan. They see the brotherhood. They see how things are going. Oh, winning culture. So the players that we get, they want to be here. So they're not automatically like, oh, I'm out of here. I got my bag. I'm out of here. I didn't want to be here anyway. So these players are going to these teams that don't have a winning culture, and they're seeing, okay, this ain't what I thought. I got my bag. See ya. I didn't want to be here anyway. So right now, I'm not really worried about it because Michigan develops their players, and the players they get, they want to be there. You're not getting 10 players transferring out. What we have right now, like three players, Cade, who wasn't gonna play, Eric All, who with Loveland and all that. I mean, Eric All would have came back and he probably would have been good. So that somewhat hurts. But we get so many tight ends, it don't hurt as much. And we saw what Loveland is doing. And I think we lost another tight end or something. Or I think it was a freshman tight end or something. So we got players that want to be at Michigan. They like, I'm not really going anywhere. I wanted to be at Michigan. I'm committed. I'm waiting my turn because I see this feels like a brotherhood. I want to be a part of this. It seems like something is building. So that's the thing about the NIL and the recruiting that you got to understand. So in with Ohio State's having that problem because they want to be, they're paying some of these guys to be there. They're trying to do the pay for play somewhat. I'm not saying like Miami and Texas A&M, but they're trying to do it. You get those players, unless he already wanted to be there, if he don't get to play, he is out of there. You have to get, and this is where Michigan had it right. You have to get guys that want to be at the school. A guy that says, even if I get paid or not, I'm going to Michigan because I want to be at Michigan. I bleed maize and blue. I knew I was going here. So that's the thing. So, they're going to lose, and they're going to lose players too because they see they're not the kings they're not the king of the North no more. It's a new king of the North. The king of the North has returned. That's the real deal. Y'all ain't just dominating like, man, I know Ohio State gonna beat Michigan. Oh, okay. Okay, I wouldn't put your money on that. Because next year, the team gonna be loaded again, ready to go. CJ Stroud gone. You got a new young quarterback going against Mike Minner, the mad scientist. So, yeah, with Donovan Edwards, We with the Cole young dude, the young running back coming in. You know what I'm saying? With Blake maybe coming back too. Boy, JJ, second year starter, man, please. So that the culture has changed. So players are seeing it ain't guaranteed that I'm gonna reach my goals of going to the playoff and things like that at Ohio State, at least for next year. It's not guaranteed. They can probably lose 2 games next year. It's possible. I mean, 2 games in the regular season. I mean, I know if the Ohio State fan on here, we ain't gonna. It's possible. Y'all losing y'all quarterback, so young quarterbacks have growing pains. First time starters, at least most of the time. All right, let's see. Last question, Antoine Johnson's. Let me see. The pressure. You wrote a long comment, but it was basically the pressure of the rivalry in Ohio State. Yeah, the pressure is killing them. And this is the problem. Ohio State, they haven't lost to Michigan in so long. And so they just thought, and for those of y'all that have been watching me for years and stuff like that and always watch, you know, I told them this last year. Because, you know, I talked to Ohio State fans. I try to tell them. Ryan Day, 1-1 against Harbaugh. Harbaugh 2-1 against him now. Ryan Day might not be who y'all think he is. Told him last year. He might not be who y'all think he is. Urban Meyer's players, them dogs, Urban was a hard-nosed coach. He didn't accept nonsense. So his teams were tough. Ryan Day runs a pass-happy scheme. So his teams are soft. If you pass all the time, you're soft. It makes your team soft. So the team has taken on the personality of their coach. Their quarterback refuses to run, even when it's wide open, which he probably could have had 70, 80 yards running against us. He'd just be sitting back there. Somebody's going to come open. Somebody's going to come open. I'll just throw it out of bounds. Awesome job. Awesome. Woo! Awesome, CJ. So not only that, a dude like Urban Meyer, if his team's struggling on offense, QB power, QB sneak, read, he's going to run his quarterback. So Urban Meyer's teams were tough. They were tough. Now, Ryan Day, and this is where he fooled y'all. And I sat up here year after year, and I tried to tell people, if Don Brown gets fired and we get a different defensive coordinator that runs multiple schemes and multiple defenses, we're going to have something. And I tried to tell them, tried to tell these folks, Michigan, Ohio State games, they're either going to be close. Y'all not going to be blowing us out like that. Ryan Day knew Don Brown like the back of his hand because they coached together. They coached together. I think it was at UMass or Boston College. It don't matter. They coached together. And they say he used to kill him. He used to shred him at practice. So when y'all were blowing us out, 2018 and 2019, so y'all thought, Ryan Day is amazing. No, Don Brown is garbage. And he knows him from front to back and exposed him. I mean, anybody with talent exposed Don Brown. So y'all got your head fluffed up, and for some reason, Ohio State fans thought, we're going to be able to put 60 on Michigan every year. We're going to be able to put 60 on Michigan every year. That's just for some reason that's what they thought. And I tried to tell them, when Don Brown is gone, they thought it again this year. We're gonna blow y'all out. In the shoe, we're gonna blow y'all out. Talking all that stuff. So now they've hired a Don Brown type, and they have to deal with that. But Michigan, on the other hand, has, and this took, and I hate to get too long-winded, but to talk about this, you have to. Jim Harbaugh, stubborn, super stubborn. That's why we had all those years. That's why we had all those years of it not working. Well, having decent years, because he wasn't firing guys that needed to be fired. So when he had guys, Jay Harbaugh coaching running backs, no. Running back is, your whole offense is based on running backs. You need a real running back coach. So getting guys out of there, Don Brown, Jay Harbaugh, move him to special teams, getting the right guys, getting Mike Hart, you know what I'm saying? Getting Mike McDonald, getting Jesse Minter, getting the right people in place, and not just sticking with these are my guys, I'm not going to get rid of them. No, you have to get rid of them to get to make the team as good as it can be. And Jim Harbaugh slowly realized that getting the right pieces in place, getting the right recruits in the most important position, offensive line, defensive line. Oh, we have a offense schemed around running the ball. So guess what? All of a sudden we got burners. We got a bell cow in Haskins. He leaves. Blake Corum turns into a bell cow with Donovan Edwards backing him up. So we got two good backs. And the one waiting in the wing. We got another one with the Cole 4-star kid coming in. So now when you're running those plays, and before, we might have a play open and we get 20, 30, maybe 40 yards. Now we get a guy in the open field. See ya, 60 yards in a cloud of smoke. You ain't catching him. Just like last year, you wouldn't have caught Blake if he wasn't on a bum ankle. So that's the thing. Getting the right players in positioning, getting the right coaches. Because if you're gonna have your offense based upon the run, you best have some great offensive linemen, and you best have some good backs, and hopefully some fast backs, dynamic, so you can get explosive run plays. And now you got a 5-star QB. So that's what's been going on. That's what happened. And the biggest thing was Don Brown being gone. I just can't stress it enough. You can't give up 14 a quarter. Ryan Day was shredding that man's defense, giving up 14 a quarter. That's just sad. Like it wasn't giving us a chance to win 2018 and 2019. Man was giving up 14 a quarter. That's ridiculous. So once he was gone, and you get it back to reality of somebody that can scheme up, understand, I need to do more than just run man and man blitz, and have guys ready to play zone sometime, man, zone blitz, different schemes. Now Ryan Day's quarterback in his pass happy scheme, which they already can't run the ball. So you stop the run, you put it on that quarterback that he wants to be great, and you make him be great. You go out there and try to throw it on us. We're not going to give you them big plays. We got safeties over the top. So you're going to have to dink and dunk. The offense is based around big plays. So he wants that big play first. Then when you make him go to that second read, now you got the pass rush. Now you got something else. Make him see things he don't want to see. Make him get rid of it somewhere he doesn't want to. Confusion. Third and short. They can't run it. You got to pass. Here comes the blitz now. So that's the thing. I mean, I got long-winded, but I just love what's happening and what happened to them. So that's what it is. That's all I got for this one, y'all. I appreciate the comments. I might go live tomorrow if I can. But like, share, subscribe. And as always, go blue.
Great to be